I've been following Steph for a few years now, and her makeup always looks so good. So today I want to follow her makeup routine and see how it looks on me. A little disclaimer, I'm not trying to make myself look like her. I don't look like her, and that's fine. I don't think your goal when copying someone else's makeup routine should be to make yourself look like them, because then it's just going to lead to comparison and it's not going to be good. I just want to see if any of her makeup routine looks good on me. So let's get started. She has a few makeup routines, but this is the one I'm going to be following.
Starting off with primer, I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer.
So she starts off with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which I actually have, and she says that she uses a lot, so that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, my beauty blender is damp.
I didn't wet my beauty blender. I'll be back. Okay.
I've been using this foundation. It's the Hydroflex Tarte Serum Foundation in the shade 25H Light.
I don't have a tinted moisturizer or anything, so I'm just gonna use the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation, but just do like a light layer so it's not too cakey.
It has pretty good coverage, but it's also very, very thin, which is why I've been liking it.
And then she goes in with a brush to like spread it out before she goes in with her beauty blender.
And then I'll take my beauty blender and just go over that, just like really blend it in. I feel like a really good part to making your makeup look good is just like blending a lot. I do bronzer before concealer, so I'm gonna do some of that now. Taking the Glossier Solar Paint in the shade Heat.
I have a very similar product, which is the KVD Gel Contour, I think, and it's like the same consistency as the one she has, so I'm gonna use that. And she does a line like across her nose and blends it in with the other end of her beauty blender.
I use a mixture of two concealers, so I use the Tarte Shape Tape. I go in with that first, wherever there's darkness or redness.
Okay, I have like the dupe Tarte Shape Tape, which is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'll have everything I use down below.
The sides of my nose get really red, and then I do that on the inner corner and then the outer corner, and then I blend that with the beauty blender as well.
She also puts it on the inner corner and outer corner of her eyes and then uses another concealer. This terrifies me because I have a lot of like lines under my eyes and like creasing, so I feel like putting more concealer might make it worse, but we're gonna try it. I also never blend my concealer with a beauty blender. I always use my finger. So I'm like blinding myself right now.
Then go in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. And I do that like right here, and I kind of like drag it when I blend it.
And then her second concealer, which for me is the NYX Bear With Me concealer. This is my favorite concealer. It's the one I use every day. And she puts a little bit of that under her eye. And then also, she kind of like carves out her cheekbones with it.
Is this under where I bronzed? So this part is really light and lifted. And you know what I'm gonna say, blend. But this part I kind of blend right here because I get red. It's okay if it looks like a straight line right now, because we're gonna go in with contour and still has to blend all that out.
Okay, the concealer actually doesn't look too bad right now. By some miracle, but I definitely need to set it before it starts creasing like crazy.
It's like the cream base all done.
So use
then
cream
I powder
blush?
Because I am quite an oily person. Using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Thick, and I go in and I kind of press this under my eyes because I find this works with a pressed powder better than baking.
She specifically says that she likes a pressed powder, but I don't have one. I have the Maybelline Fit Me, but it's the loose powder, so we're just gonna go for it. I'm really particular about my concealer and like setting it. This is so scary, but she uses a brush like this, and I'm just gonna make sure it's not creased, and then I'm gonna go in with this and just okay. Wait, that actually came out good. Okay, I was panicking for nothing because that actually looks good. I feel like setting my face with a really thick brush like this is actually helping my lines, like my forehead lines and like my smile lines and stuff around my eyes. Like, it's kind of concealing them a little bit.
This is powder bronzer, and I go in with my trusty old reliable Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer.
Thank God, because I'm looking very pale. I need some color. So I have a brush like that. I'm gonna go in with the NYX highlight and contour palette and use this shade because it looks similar to what she has. And she like carves her cheekbones out first. Then she takes a different bronzer. I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer with the fluffy side of her brush. And she goes and does like circles around her face and brings it up to her forehead.
Now nose contour, which you guys know is my most important step in my makeup routine. I think it completely changes the way your makeup comes out. It completely changes your face.
This is another thing I'm kind of scared for because I never really contour my nose. I kind of just put like a little bronzer on each side. I feel like when I do try and like really contour my nose, it looks weird. I don't know if it's like my nose shape or what, but here we go.
And I go in with this medium shade on flat top brush. I create 2 lines on the side of my nose of how skinny I want my nose. It's gonna look a little crazy before we blend it, but that's okay.
Okay, and then she takes a clean brush. I'm just using this. It's like not the right kind, but it's the only like clean brush I have right now. And she blends out those lines.
Then taking a little brush like this is the Morphe M449. It doesn't have anything on it. And I just blend those lines.
This is looking so harsh on me right now. I definitely need to blend.
Then the most important step, again with the dense side in the same shade, go under your nose, like the very tip of my nose, to like lift the tip, and then I blend that.
My heart's pounding, by the way. This is so scary.
Then I take the same side and I make a line right here. And this is the game-changing component.
I think I made the tip of my nose like too big this way. We'll trust the process for now.
Once that line is there, I'm looking a bit crazy, looking like I just got a whole nose job gone wrong. I blend the whole thing, but I kind of keep it focused in the areas where I want to keep the product. Yeah, another Wet n Wild brush, and then my Tarte blush in the shade Exposed. I get a nice generous amount, and I go right above where I contoured, and then into my hairline next to my eye.
Thank God, we're on to blush. I have this little blush I got in an Ipsy bag like 6 years ago that I still use all the time. We're going to put that above our contour and into our hairline. That was too much. I'm getting stressed out.
Next is highlighter. I use the Becca highlight in Champagne Pop, and I
have a little eyebrow brush and a highlight that's like a similar oh my god, beauty guru moment. That was so fun. Okay, she does the tops of her cheekbones and then like into her brow bone, like lightly dusting over the area. I never use highlight anymore. I used to be obsessed with highlight in like 2016 and I just like had to take a break.
Okay, then for my nose highlight and a little bit over that, I use the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money. I take like a little brush like this, it's still fluffy but small. My inner corner.
I'm just using my same stuff. My inner corner. And then she goes like above her eyebrow a little.
Then my nose, I go straight down, try to keep it as straight as I can, and then I blend it with my finger. I literally just put it on the very, very tip, not blending it too much, just like a little dot.
Okay, sorry if anything's different. I had to charge my camera battery really quick, but tell me why I went downstairs and literally fell down the stairs, like face first, tumbling down the stairs. I'm fine, thankfully. I just have a big ass bruise on my leg now, but like, the fuck, it's being clumsy, if you're clumsy, you know, is so annoying. Like, why did I just literally fall face first down a flight of stairs? I'm like frazzled now. Anyway, first what she does with her brows is just brushes through them with a spoolie to get like any powder out, and then she uses an eyebrow pencil and then an eyebrow pen. I don't have an eyebrow pen, so I'm just gonna use my pencil and just fill them in like I normally would.
Just in the sparse areas. And then I do the same thing to the tail over here. And that's about all I do for my eyebrows. I don't really touch the front anymore. I kind of just leave it there. I think my eyebrows, I've kind of improved a lot.
She doesn't use gel, which is interesting to me. I always use gel because I just have crazy eyebrows, and especially now because I haven't gotten them done, but we're gonna leave them with no gel.
I don't do this every day, but I use the Lottie London freckle tint. It's literally just like a little brush like this with some like brown liquid.
I have the Sheglam freckle tint. Very high-end makeup we're using over here. I actually really like this. It works pretty good.
Draw on freckles with, and I don't do this with like any rhyme or reason. I just little dots on the sides of my nose, the tops of my cheeks, and I'll just do them in little sections. So I did like that many, and then I just tap them with my finger to blend them out before they dry. And
I'm literally shaking from when I fell down the stairs. Oh my god. I like doing this because I have natural freckles, but they're kind of light. So especially when I have makeup on, you can't really see them. And then she takes like a little bronzer to blend out the freckles and to make her look more sun-kissed.
I usually just take a brush like this and go in with my bronzer again and just kind of go like, but I'll just like put that over where I put the freckles on the sides of my nose to be like, oh my god, I was just in the sun.
She also uses bronzer as an eyeshadow. I also never normally do this because I have like hooded eyes and like a double eyelid, so eye stuff never really looks good on me, but I'm just gonna do what she does and put like a little bronzer on my lid.
I'll just take a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and then honestly I just take my bronzer. I'll use like the darker one. I go all over my lid and my crease and like pull it up. Very quick, easy. That's it. Small angled brush like this. Today I'm gonna take this Natasha Denona palette and use the brown color.
The only brown eyeshadow I have for this is from a palette of somebody that we no longer support, the palette, so don't use that, don't buy it. I just already have it.
In the middle, and I just go underneath my eye really close to my lash line just to darken it up, and then I smear with my finger.
And then she takes a felt tip eyeliner and does like a little baby wing.
To focus, so sorry. I just do a little baby wing. Just draw a line as if my lashes were like extended. So a tiny line like that, you see how small? And then I'll connect it like that. There's a few components to the lip combo. Starting off with the NYX lip liner in the shade Mauve.
I have the NYX lip liner in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. This is just like my everyday color, and it kind of looks similar to hers. I don't know, I can't really tell, to be completely honest.
I take this on where my Cupid's bow is.
I have a pretty like pronounced Cupid's bow. I don't know if I can really like round it out, but I'll try. Oh, weird. I kind of like it. I'm just not used to it. I feel like that really changed like how I look. Am I crazy? And then she takes like a brown red lip liner. I have this LA Girl one. If 12-year-old me knew I was actually going like this on YouTube, she would be so happy. I look cute right now. Okay.
Then taking a little bit of a darker lip liner, this is the Cash Beauty in the shade Vintage Rose. This is like more brown red. I'll go over that just above my lip.
And then she uses her other lip liner to sort of like blend out the darker one. Definitely a little darker, a little more red I feel like than she has, but whatever.
I use this random eyelash curler from the drugstore. Really get up in there.
My new thing is using a lighter to like warm up the eyelash curler a little bit. This one's disgusting, but only a little. Like, don't burn your eyes off, please, but I like it because it helps curl them. My lashes don't really hold a curl that well, so I should just buy a heated eyelash curler, but I'm not gonna do that. So
I am a girl that likes to load up on her mascaras. I have a few different ones that I use every single time I do my mascara.
She uses 3 different mascaras, which again kind of scares me because I feel like mine get clumpy easy. But the first step is to use a really old, like dried out mascara. So I have the Lash Paradise. This is my favorite mascara, but this is just an old one.
Starting off with this Sugar Rush Lash Smoothie mascara, but it doesn't even matter what mascara it is as long as it's dried out. This mascara is so dried out and old that it barely works, and that's what we need. I take this literal decaying dried out mascara and I coat my eyelashes, mostly focusing on the base and the outer parts, just getting it like kind of thick.
Then she goes in with the lengthening mascara. I have the Essence Lash Princess.
Then I take this Tarte Man-Eater mascara and I go over that, mostly focusing on the ends this time. So like the length.
I feel like that made it a little clumpy. I don't know if it's just this mascara.
I go from the back to coat the back of my lashes and I pull up and kind of wiggle my brush.
And then she takes another just regular mascara and goes over that. I have just another Lash Paradise, but this one's new.
Last mascara step, I take the GSQ by Glam Squad. This is a drugstore mascara. It's pretty wet though because this is new, and I just go over everything I just did.
And then she doesn't really use bottom mascara, so I'm just gonna take a little bit.
And I use that dried out mascara and I'll just do like one tap to my outer bottom lashes, like a little wiggle.
They definitely look more dramatic and defined than they normally look when I just use like regular mascara, but I don't think they look as good as hers. I think the Essence mascara kind of messed it up and made it clumpy, but they're still cute. And that was the last step. I actually really like it. I feel like the lips and the lashes really brought it together. I really like it. It's not too different steps wise than what I would do if I was like going out, but I do feel like it looks better than normal. So I'll go show you in natural lighting because the ring light could be doing me some favors. I'm sure it is. Okay, it's really gloomy today, so I don't know how good the lighting is, but this is it in natural light. I think it looks pretty good. I definitely have some creasing under my eyes, but like I said, that literally always happens to me, so I don't think that's the makeup's fault. And yeah, I think it came out really good. I would definitely do this again. I've been wanting to follow one of her makeup tutorials for so long, so I'm glad I finally did. Thank you for watching. If you want to follow me on any of my other socials, they'll be down below. Bye!